I am still sick, and I'm sitting here looking at this camera with a big-ass ring light behind it, glaring at me, making me want to tear my eyeballs out. I have a headache like somebody just hit me in the side of the head with a baseball bat. It's like I drank a glass of Satan's piss, and my stomach is turning. But just like Michael Jordan in his flu game, just like Scott Sterling returning to the pitch after breaking his nose in 17 different places, we persevere through adversity, especially when Rule Breakers Team 2 looks this spicy. Rule Breakers Team 2 is about to change the game entirely because it's about to change the power curve from what is meta in the game. Sure, cards that are good now will probably still be good next week, but the thing is, some of these new cards are so much better than what we already see that these gold cards are about to become outdated. They're about to be done away with and continue to drop in price. I'm not saying there's going to be a market crash due to supply, but there will be a drop in price because these cards are just not going to be nearly as good as these new teams that continue to come out. Rule Breakers Team 1 was what we expected, and it was good. But Rule Breakers Team 2, when I show you guys these cards, you'll know what I mean because they are ridiculously good. Anyways, guys, before we get started, do not forget to drop a like on the video. Let's shoot for 400 likes. I know that's asking a lot, but you guys have been awesome recently, and I think we can hit it. Let's head on over into FIFA 22 gameplay. That was the laggiest transition I've ever seen, but we move on. I'm not re-recording. I'm turning this ring light off as soon as I get the opportunity. Anyways, we've got 7 packs at the ready to open, so let's go ahead and start this video with a nice little pack opening, and we'll talk about what has been happening in the last couple of days with FIFA 23 Ultimate Team. We've seen Rule Breakers Team 2, and today we saw the Messi Player of the Month, and we saw the Cenier Player of the Month, or not Cenier Player of the Month, but the Cenier Rule Breaker SBC. These hit the game, and Messi's Player of the Month is decently priced. It is in the range that I was expecting, and there will be people that do it, but since it is over 800,000 coins, even if you think that's good value, which I think it's borderline a little bit too much for an untradeable, especially when you consider that the road to the knockout card is pretty similar. It's a couple 100K more, but it's also dynamic and can get upgraded. It is a little bit expensive, but most people don't have that many coins or aren't willing to put that many coins into an untradeable this early in the game. However, Lorenzo and Cenier, completely different story. 4-star, 4-star, very pacey, great shooting, great dribbling, great passing for this part of the year. And although it's not as meta this year, dribbling and all that, this is a very affordable card. It's just over 30,000 coins to do. In fact, I'm probably going to end up doing him. And because he's so affordable, because he's only 84 rated and a team of the week, which I could pretty much do with players from my club as it is, there's a lot of people that have gone out and done it, and there's a lot of people that have gone and grabbed players to link with him. And we've seen them push MLS a ton this last week, because in Rule Breakers Team 1, we saw Hector Herrera get into Team 1, and he's not one of the better cards in the promo. In fact, he's still pretty close to discard price, only 79 pace with 3-star skills. He's a well-balanced card with all stats 79 and above, but with no stats above 84. It's not a crazy great card. But then we also saw them drop Chicharito in the midweek drop for this promo. And so that's another card in MLS. Where is Javier Hernandez? I guess he's that low rated that he doesn't even pop up anymore when you type in Hernandez, or maybe I just missed him. But he's also another Rule Breaker card that's out right now, and he's going for about 13,000 coins as well. A little bit more usable, but is only 3-star, 3-star. It's an okay striker. It's definitely nothing great. I actually did pack him in an untradeable in the last episode. But those cards both pushed up the price of Campos. Campos is the hero card that we've seen, and he was the cheapest hero card in the game for a little while. For the first couple weeks that the game was out, he was the cheapest hero. He was all the way down at like, 16, 17,000 coins, just above what you can really discard him for. And that pushed him all the way up to 24,000 coins. And because they get those MLS links with, Chicharito, with Hector Herrera, he went up in price due to the complimentary links. And then today they dropped the Cenier, who's another MLS player, and he skyrocketed to 50,000 coins. So that ended up being the investment of the week. We unfortunately did not get in on that. We did get some complimentary links this week, like Alaba, who ended up not being affordable, unfortunately, and Cenier was much more affordable, and that's why Campos has gone from like 17,000, 18,000 coins about a week ago. Now he's 46,000 coins. So a very, very big increase in price just from complimentary links. So you see how EA, they go out of their way to target some of these hero cards to make them more usable in the game, especially for the hero cards that aren't necessarily in a very usable league like MLS. There's not that many great cards that are meta in MLS. So if they add more promo cards like we've seen in Rule Breakers Team 1, that's going to push cards like Campos up, and that's exactly what's happened, which means that we should keep an eye on other hero cards as we move forward, because that's not heroes. Special cards, FUT heroes. We should keep an eye on some of the other cheap hero cards in case we get some leaks from maybe a leak from a Saudi team, maybe a leak that gets a strong link with Ricken, despite the fact that he's more Bundesliga there. So Al Jabir, and then you've also got Al Awaran, or however you pronounce his name. You can see how much Jorge Campos has actually gone up, because he was the cheapest, and now he's not even close to the cheapest in comparison to Al Jabir and Ricken. So it's definitely something to keep in mind for some of these cheaper FUT heroes, especially those Saudis. One good card that gets dropped into objectives or SBCs or even a new promo could have a big effect on those kinds of cards. So it's definitely a good idea to keep our eye on hero cards. Let's open one more of these packs. We'll go with a Jumbo Premium Gold Pack tradable. We get ourselves Italian center forward, definitely not good. Raspadori. Now let's go through some of these cards in Rule Breakers Team number 2, because we've got Davinson Sanchez here. We've got just so many different cards that were already confirmed. We looked at Sissoko, we looked at Marino. They were leaked pretty early. We've got the Cenier card, but even looking at Sissoko and Marino, who are honestly some of the lower tier cards in Rule Breakers 2, which says a lot, they still look good. Marino's got all stats 75 and above, 81 pace with really good defensive stats. If you can move him to a CDM in game, it's going to be a really, really good card that people like to use. Plus, we've seen a lot of La Liga cards in this last week. We saw, of course, we got Alaba as an SBC, and then we also got the left back, Alex Tellez, as an SBC, and I believe we got one more SBC. Yeah, Falcao we also got. So a lot of different La Liga cards that they've been pushing. So Marino should probably be of value to a lot of people who've done those SBCs. Sissoko, it's a FUT legend right there. Every single year for like 5 years in FIFA, no matter what his card was rated, whether it was 77 or 80 or 81, it was always very expensive and very good to use. And this card looks very, very, very usable. Being in Ligue 1, he's French. He'll fit people's teams. And then we've also got Kai Havertz, Thiago, and Smith Rowe. So we're taking a turn towards more Premier League players now. Kai Havertz being 88 rated. He's already had an inform, so he's going up to 88 rated on this card. 88 pace, big pace upgrade. 86 shooting, 84 physicality, 89 dribbling. That's a really, really meta card right there. And plus, if you can make him lengthy, which I believe you can, that's going to be one of the better strikers in the game. Then you've got Thiago. That card also has no stats below 74, which is crazy because we're only 3 weeks into the full release of the game and we're already seeing cards that look like this. Absolutely insane, but it also worries me because I don't know how they're going to keep going at this rate. By the time we get to February, March, everything's going to be looking like team of the season cards. And then what are they going to do? Make a 104 rated card We've never seen it before. This might be the year they have to do it. Then we've got Emil Smith-Rowe at left mid here. His card's getting a 88 pace on that, 87 dribbling, 85 shooting, 83 passing. Really depends on what they do with his skill moves and weak foot. If it's 4-star, I think that's a really, really good card. Next, we've got the FIFA 22 legend, Maxence Lacroix. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Lacroix? I don't know. Do I have any French viewers? Let me know if I... Lacroix. That sounds like it's right. I don't know. It sounds French, at least. Lacroix has 83 pace, 85 defense, 84 physicality. Again, just meta. Just very meta. And he's got decent distribution stats in 70 dribbling, 71 passing. And then we've got our SBC player pick. Now, they overpriced the Alaba SBC player pick, obviously. But will they do the same thing here for Becker, who's going to be in Bundesliga from Suriname? Now, Suriname, you're not going to get any links to Suriname. The only player I can even think of is Haps. But you are going to get links to Bundesliga players. I don't think that any card in particular is going to rise a ton. But the card looks good. It looks very fast, at least for the 96 pace choice. And then you've got another choice that gives you way more dribbling and physicality. So you get to choose between pace or dribbling and physicality. Honestly, I don't know. I might choose this one. You also get more passing on the pacey player. I would probably choose the one with 87 dribbling, 88 physicality, because the difference between 92 pace and 96 pace is probably not enough to justify passing up plus 12 dribbling and plus 3 physicality. So I'd probably choose this one, and the card looks very meta, very, very good. And that's not all. We've got even more insane cards. Davinson Sanchez, Sergio Ramos, and then an objective with De Jong here at striker, who doesn't look terribly incredible as an objective card. It looks decently usable, but of all the cards we've looked at, it's definitely the worst. But that's besides the point. There are so many good cards in this Rule Breakers team too, which is why at the beginning of the video, I told you guys there's going to be a huge power curve turn, because if they continue to drop these incredible players back to back to back every single week, it's going to make these gold cards unusable. Decent pull there with an inform. We'll definitely take that. Sebastian Haller, I've actually heard his treatment's going well, and hopefully he'll be back in January or February. That would be absolutely awesome. That's obviously very hopeful, but I have heard reports of that, so hopefully he can come back soon. Because definitely just a sad story of him, getting cancer and having to fight through that before this season started. Definitely a sad story there. Let's see if we can pack something decent out of these last couple of packs. We've done our marquee matchups, and we've done the FGS, SBC, and all that good stuff. So that's where we're getting all these packs from. And we've seen how Rule Breakers 1 have actually responded to these packs, and it hasn't been very bad. In fact, if you take a look at my transfer targets, you can see a Cristiano Ronaldo that I was looking at earlier today in comparison to what he is right now. I was looking at to buy him at about 1550, 1560. In fact, I saw one pop up for 1560, and I decided not to buy it, and I definitely regret it. It seems to be a trend for me to get scared of buying these expensive cards, and I just don't know why I did, because he is going out of packs tomorrow, and he's also rising a ton into tonight. But there is also a little bit of a risk in the fact that there's going to be so many really good cards tomorrow that there's going to be a little bit of indecision between the community on what do they want to actually spend their coins on. But as you can see, this Ronaldo card has risen all the way up to 1660 now, so he's up about 100,000 coins to what he was earlier. Now, we haven't seen a huge spike on any of the other cards. Dzeko was a card that we invested and made some coins on last night. I made about 8K per card, and I bought, I believe it was 6 of them, so I made 42,000 coins, right? 6 times 8? 42? Or is it 48? I don't know, it's one of the two. I made in the mid-40s in terms of coins on Ed and Dzeko, so pretty solid return on that investment, especially because it didn't take very long. But he hasn't risen a ton since. He's actually been chilling at about 150,000 coins all day. I haven't seen him really drop below it. I haven't seen him rise a ton above it. He's been chilling there for a little while. And I could see tomorrow, as he goes out of packs, he could be one of these cards that steadily rises over time. And I think that's going to be the case for a lot of these cards. It's going to be the case for a lot of the Rule Breaker 1s. I don't think that there's going to be any huge spike in price like we saw with the RTTKs. We saw the cards like Lamar, he spiked up in price very, very quickly after he went out of packs. As you can see, he went from 78,000 coins in just a couple days, he was at 112,000 coins. I do not expect that from Rule Breakers 1, but I do expect a steady rise, a decent profit. If you're holding one, don't sell. If you want to invest in one, just know that you're going to be setting aside those coins for a few days to get yourself maybe not the craziest of profits. Yes, you will make coins, but if there becomes a better opportunity to invest, maybe we see a leak, maybe there's a great complementary link investment that you want to go with, you don't want to tie all of your coins up in one place. So I warn you, don't go all in on Rule Breaker 1 investments. However, they should work out. And try to find some of the cards that might link with other Rule Breaker cards that come out, or maybe link with current Team of the Week guys that people will build around, like Leroy Sané, like Neymar, because if you get them in their red picks this weekend, then obviously people are going to build around them and they'll buy anything out of the Rule Breakers Team 1 to make it link. So all of that, it needs to be considered. Like Barella and Dzeko should actually work really, really well together. Because they're both at Inter Milan. So once people end up packing Barella in their red picks, they're going to put him in the team and they're going to think, okay, how do I make this link in my team? Well, Edin Dzeko is a perfect link. So I really do think Dzeko is going to be a decent investment. Anyways, guys, let's get back into a couple more of these packs. See if we can't get something. I mean, we got an inform. I'll take that 10,000 coins, but that's no game changer. In fact, the best pull I've had this year, I think, is still Dembele when he was 90,000 coins. And that's a good pull, but I want something like Mbappe. I want something that's going to change my team, my club. I want something worth hundreds of thousands of coins. Is that too much to ask for? I mean, I know it is asking for quite a bit. And guys, if you've made it this far in the video, don't forget to drop a like on the video and go and comment whoever pops up on this pack in the comments down below. Whoever I pack right here, comment his name. All right. You know what to comment. Comment that down below. I think he also plays on the same team as Raspadori. But before we end today's video, I want to give an update on ones to watch cards and maybe a little bit of an update on RTTKs as well, but mostly ones to watch because we're starting to see players get their 3 wins. Lewandowski and Kessie, obviously, as well at Barcelona, have gotten their 3 wins after a 3-0 win against Villarreal, and Lewandowski also got 2 goals in that match. And it's crazy because if you take a look at his hourly graph, he did rise as he scored these goals. He went up because he was at, 340 before the game, 330 as people started selling off. He rose all the way up to 370 after he scored those goals. Well, he hasn't gone up after they won the match. He hasn't gone up anymore after he scored those goals. Really, he hasn't gone up a ton more. In fact, he actually dropped back down to 355,000 after the game. And so he's starting to recover, and I think that recovery is going to go a little bit higher, especially at least until like Tuesday, because that's when the next team of the week is. And I know this was a midweek match, which don't have a huge impact on the games. I think the hype for Lewandowski is going to rise throughout the weekend, and that is especially true if they do anything against Athletic Bilbao. If Lewandowski gets even a goal against Athletic Bilbao, I think they're really going to consider him for a team of the week. So I could see that card getting close to 400,000 coins, but I urge you to remember, sell into the hype. That's the number one rule. Sell into the hype. Don't wait for him to get his upgrade. Don't wait for him, to do anything that revolves around EA. Don't wait for that, because we've seen even after they win games, even after their games are over, no matter what happens, they drop in price. After players get upgrades, they drop in price. And that was true with Jesus, who went from 83 rated to 85. He's already gotten his upgrade because they beat Leeds last week. And so he got his 3 wins and he went up in rating, but he didn't go up in price. He went from 286,000 coins, and he actually dropped in price all the way down to 266. Again, slow recovery on him. He's starting to go back up. But now that he doesn't even have the potential of getting another upgrade from 3 wins, he only has the potential to get an upgrade right now from an inform. So until World Cup comes around, he doesn't have that boost. But the World Cup is only a month away. So as we get closer to that, that's pretty much a guaranteed another +1 for Jesus in about a month from now. Once Brazil play their first or second game at the very latest, let's be real. He's going to get another +1. Plus, Jesus has been playing well, so there is a chance he gets a goal and he spikes up. I think that as ones to watches go, he's a pretty safe card to have. De Ligt is on track to maybe get his third win tomorrow against Hoffenheim. And then we've got Kessie with his third win. Anthony, if Manchester United beat Chelsea, is going to get up from an 82 to an 84. And I think that's a pretty decent boost in price. But you have to consider he is already 233,000 coins. And that is the exact same card currently as his 15K gold card. So a lot of that price is the anticipation for the rise. And he's already gone up from 198 to 230. So he's probably one that I would stay away from. Tchouaméni has gotten his 3 wins with Real Madrid. He's going to go from an 82 to an 84 rated. And as far as cards go, I mean, that is a card to definitely stay away from. It's going to be a boost. It's going to be a better card. Is it going to be worth 120,000 coins? I think he drops in price once that upgrade comes out. So that might be a time to invest. Similar to Gabriel Jesus when he dropped in price a ton. Go ahead and invest in these cards after they get their boost. They're going to drop in price because of people panic selling and people who waited for the upgrade and then realized, oh, he doesn't automatically just have more value now. People knew that this was coming and they drop in price. So that is definitely the time to buy, it seems. So I would stay away from him until he gets the upgrade and then maybe make an investment after the panic selling. Schlotterbeck, yeah, I don't even want to look at that as a Dortmund fan. Darwin Nunez is definitely a card that's been spicing up a little bit. Now, he's gone up in price a ton. He's up to 110,000 coins, which is probably the biggest rise in terms of percentage that I've seen because a couple days ago he was 64K. He is almost doubling in price. He's getting close to it because he did get the goal in the 1-0 win this week against West Ham United. He got the goal, plus if they end up beating Nottingham Forest, which they will most likely, he's going to get a +2 going to 84, and if he does get an inform, he's going to go up to 86 rated, which is why that card is really hyped up, which is why it's got a huge upgrade pending. But here's the thing. If Liverpool lose to Nottingham Forest or they draw against Nottingham Forest, this card will crash hard. So it's a very big risk. It's very, very risky to pick him up right now. The reward might be good because if he does do well against Nottingham Forest and he already has the goal in the midweek game, which may or may not be considered for the team of the week, if he does get another goal or two against Nottingham Forest, there's a good chance that that card goes up a ton more over Sunday and Monday and even Tuesday, which makes him a good investment. I'm just saying the risk is very high on this card. You could make bank, you could lose everything. This is a very risky play. If you're a gambling man, go for it. If not, I'd stay away. It's a card that I'm not going to go for just because the risk is just too high. Richarlison might get his third win this weekend against Newcastle, which would take him from an 81 to an 84 rated. Tolisso is boring. Dest got his upgrade to 81 rated. If USA end up winning a match in the World Cup, he'll go to 84, but he's also untradeable. And if you don't have him yet, you can't get him. He's gone forever. Bergwijn is going to go to 83 rated most likely this weekend if Ajax end up beating. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. And then Renato Sanchez is starting to rise in price quite quickly. 440K. He was 310K a few days ago. These ones to watch cards are really, really rising, but I think we're a little bit too late to get in on this first hype and selling into the hype. I would sell into the hype if you have one. I would wait until these cards crash and then reinvest. I would wait till these cards crash and then reinvest, especially if PSG do poorly against Ajax. Why are these names so hard to pronounce today? If they do draw against them, then this guy is going to drop in price a ton because then it's another 8 days before their next match. But if they do end up winning, wait till his upgrade, then invest. He will recover in price, especially because Portugal is probably going to win a match in the World Cup and he'll go up another +2. So that's your update on ones to watch cards there, guys. Hopefully this video helped you guys out. If it did, don't forget to drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.